Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Well, here we are. Season two of Let's Talk Live with the Mindset Maven. Now, in season one, I'm excited to be back, obviously. It's been a while, but in season one, we did talk about seven of the most common challenges that women face on a day-to-day basis that keeps them anchored and keeps them stuck from living life to their fullest potential. Now, if you haven't already, definitely go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and check out the 7 videos that we talked about when it comes down to what women are facing on a day-to-day basis, like confidence issues and fear, feeling stuck, no support. We did talk about that, and we have powerful women that came on and shared with us principles and shared with us some wisdom. What did they do to conquer? What did they do to overcome their own fears and insecurities? So I'm really excited to be back as we're talking about in season two, the 11 tips to living life to your fullest potential. Then what we're talking this 11th season, this is 11 episodes actually, where we're going to talk about what does it mean to live life on your terms. Now, I want you to do a little bit of pondering about what does it mean to you individually to live life to your potential, to the best of your ability. So let's talk focuses on how to get back dominion over your life and your mind through conquering challenges. Now, what we want to talk about tonight, right? I want to talk about what this starting with the basics of life. I want to be able to share that there are certain principles and certain key wisdom points that most people, we're talking about most people that are living a very sane, a very healthy life, where they're feeling satisfied. There are very few key things that they're doing on any given day that doesn't require having a lot of money, doesn't require having 30 degrees. It doesn't require knowing a lot. I mean, it just has to do with very, very simple, basic things that you can apply to your life on a day-to-day basis. And I want to go ahead and cover those with you tonight because I believe that it matters. In these challenging times that we're in, it truly, truly matters to be able to separate yourself from the stress, separate yourself from all that's happening on a day-to-day basis, and identify where can you settle your thoughts and your emotions and your feelings. How can you gather yourself in order to live a satisfied life, a sane life, and a healthy life without sacrificing your responsibilities, without sacrificing your family, without sacrificing yourself, right? And this doesn't matter if you live in a big, small town. It doesn't matter if you live in a city. It's just really about simple key principles that you can apply, right? So starting with the basics of life, to live one that is to the best of your abilities, that is full of potential, that is one that's healthy for you and acceptable for you. So we want to talk about first being able to have gratitude or appreciation. I can tell you appreciation or gratitude is such a big thing on a single day. Every day that we are granted and are gifted breath in our lungs, it's just the most basic thing to be excited and thrilled for. I mean, yes, you can be having financial hardships. Yeah, you can be having relationship issues. Yeah, you can be going through a lot in life. But let me tell you, having an attitude of gratitude shifts everything around you, right? And if you have not done already, if you have not done so, having a gratitude list or having, just to write down the very things that you are thankful for, if you really start doing that as a practice, if you just start doing that on a day-to-day basis, I promise you that will shift how you live in your life or how you're feeling about your life right now. So let me tell you that being appreciative, being grateful for even, nature, right? Just as an example, just being happy and being grateful and being appreciative of having access to nature around you. I'm a nature person. I love the water. I love to go and sit in gardens. I am very much a fan of outdoors, very much a fan of outdoors. And I can tell you that when I sit in places like maybe the beach or I go to a park, there's a lot of greenery. I center myself where I can truly experience quality time with the divine. And I can admire the beauty around me. And for minutes, for moments, I can forget everything that's happening in my life, right? So think about it. If you can just take time to go somewhere that you can have quality time, right? You can now find a way to just be grateful and appreciate and be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what has been gifted to you, which is nature, right? Something that you had no doing, no, you had nothing to do with making it, but you, however, have been gifted the opportunity to just be among things that you had no part of making them. So the next thing that I want to share with you about, just the basics of life and just how to really live a sane and healthy life is just to be real, right? Be real with yourself. That's something that's a bit hard to do for a lot of people. At one point in my life, it was hard for me to do as well. It was a bit challenging for me to be just real. And what I mean by being real was to really accept, right? Accept myself and my flaws, being proud of who I was, just understanding who I am, my personality, right? That wasn't for everybody. And once I begin to really get real with myself and appreciate myself and accept myself, let me tell you, I felt and I began to feel, and I still to this day feel, and I live in a place where I call it my happy space, right? Where every day I feel like I'm in a happy space because I am realistic with myself. Therefore, I'm able to openly express myself with everyone around me. And, there's no judging. I don't judge people. And when I'm able to openly express myself, just being true to my nature, of course, there's always going to be a tendency where you want to make sure that you come into the environment where there are other people around you that you know or don't know. You want to always have the attitude and the humility where you can truly look at other people for who they are as well, right? Society, I'm not going to do too much talking about the society that we're living in, but everybody knows what part of society they fit in, what part of society you're living in. And what I want to make sure that I share here is that you can truly accept yourself and society will accept you, right? That's one of the other ways that you can live life to your potential, to the best of your abilities, is accepting yourself, understanding what is important to you, what are the things that matter to you, believing in yourself. And believing in yourself just simply meaning that you take every single day, you take a step, right? You put one foot in front of the other, and you take a step every single day at doing the very best that you can. Now, you cannot and you will not and you will never be able to meet other people's expectations. However, what you can do is set ones for yourself, set goals for yourself, put tasks for yourself, and never, never, never expect to meet someone else's expectations of you because you cannot do it, right? We know that we can't please other people. Another way that you can live life, just another basic way to live life to the best of your abilities, to live life at your greatest potential, is to be adventurous, right? Have a discovering spirit, have a desire to learn. Just be open-minded, and most importantly, be curious. Have curiosity about the things that are around you, places and foods and experiences. That alone can awaken you to just being someone that you wouldn't even realize that you are capable of being, right? If you can just take some time to just start to research. I mean, we're in the most, amazing era of all times, technology. You can literally look up things that you can do every single day. You have things like Groupon, where you can find adventures. I know a lot of people who use Groupon to go skydiving, or they take trips, or they do family gatherings and different events. You can definitely find something interesting to do. And through that particular app alone, there's many out here, but I know that's the most popular and common is like Groupon. You can go there and find very fun things to do in order for you to find adventurous experiences that you now have part of your memory bank that will it would immediately shift who you are. It will help you find within yourself, discover, right? Things that you never knew that you liked, maybe even conquer some fears or try new experiences. So you can give yourself the joy of life by simply being adventurous, so you can then remain in the misery of life by simply just being in the settling space, right? So then another way that you can live life to your potential is open up to being curious, right? Besides being adventurous, being curious, having this one desire to just find something to live for. Know what it is that will, motivate you to live every single day. There's got to be something that you will feel that would motivate you. If you are always and constantly uh, watching or your social media or the news or negative information, if you're constantly exposed to that, it is going to be what more than likely continues to be in your subconscious. So then obviously it's going to be what affects you. I can tell you for me, example, every single day, I do my very best. When I get up, I do my very best to write down things that I know that for that day I want to learn, or things that I want to look into, different books or audios, or I begin to start planning something really fun for the weekend, because I've realized now that we're slowly getting back to some sense of outdoor activity. I want to get back to those things that I used to do before, which was the weekends I would take, or even during the weekdays. Lately, my curiosity led me to dance classes, right? Definitely shout out to the In the Fed class. Every week I've been going to dance classes, and it's so much fun. I was curious about what it was. I took a chance and went and signed up for a class, and ever since, for the last maybe month or so, I've been a real fan of Caribbean dancing. Okay, so I could tell you that being curious about the things that are around you can obviously help you just really start with the basics of just your life, living it to the best, living it to the fullest, and being happy, right? Listen to your heart. Another way that you can have a fulfilled life, just basic things, right? We're talking about basic things, is listening to your heart. That's a big one. Most of us listening to other people. We somehow drown out our own voices, but then we're listening to other people. And I can tell you that when you listen to your own heart, you activate that confidence that you can make important decisions for your own life. Listen, it's great to have counsel. It's important to have wise counsel, but I believe that wise counsel is required when you're going to make some type of life-changing decision, like maybe buying a home, getting married, things like that, right? Those things are big decisions. So yes, it kind of helps if you have wise counsel. But I'm talking about connecting with your heart, just being able to really center yourself and listen to yourself. Know the things that are negative that are around you, that affects you. How do they affect you? Are there negative people around you? If you have negative people around you, we all know that. We've been hearing all the time. We're seeing many people who are taking, the platforms that we have through social media, and are speaking positive things, and are sharing affirmations, and are sharing principles, and very simple and basic things that you can do to start breaking through, right? Start setting yourself free from the everyday bondages. And now what we want to do is, I want to continue to echo and emphasize on what really helps you live life to the best of your abilities. Now, another way that you can live a very healthy life is to practice really taking personal development, right? Practice your growth, emotional intelligence, whether it's reading, listening to audios, exercising. I would say that it is really a combination. I would put it into a combination of different activities that you can collectively do on a day-to-day basis. And I could tell you, for myself, I'll give you an example. I started juicing, and then working out, and then dancing. And I've pretty much accomplished, I think I've done like 60 devotions over the last few months. I've taken time to truly allow myself, me personally, this is how I'm talking about living my best life and an optimal life. But most importantly, the things that I'm doing are the things that I'm sharing, right? That helps live life to the best, to your potential, to your abilities, without having a whole lot of money, without having to do a whole lot of schooling, without needing much, because we can acquire a lot of material things, but we know none of that we take with us. So strive to learn continually. That's what I'm sharing. I strive to learn continually, and I do every single day, every day. Does the things that I'm talking about, would that take away hardships of life? No. Would that be a quick fix to any problems you're having? No. But listen, in life, I learned, I think the great wise man Les Brown said that in life, you're either in a problem, coming out of a problem, or going into a problem. However, problems are really how we see them. So what I'm sharing tonight is mostly how to live the best of your abilities, live your life without having to be vacuumed, sucked into issues and dramas and negativity and all this other stuff that tends to happen every single day, because we understand that the world is in a real crisis. The humankind is in a crisis right now. So strive to learn continually to live your best life, right? I do a lot of podcasts, I do a lot of audiobooks, and I like books. I mean, anybody that knows me sees I'm always sharing. I'm always letting everyone know that I purchased a new book, that I've added a new book to my collection. So these are the things that I'm talking about that I do on a day-to-day basis that I believe helps me live an optimal life. I live the best life possible right now, even in a pandemic, even in a world crisis, even in the midst of whatever. I still believe that I have an amazing life because it's how I'm choosing to live my life. One more thing that I want to share about that helps with the basics of living life is, and living it to the best of your abilities, is just identifying what brings you emotional and spiritual peace. I could tell you it's a big one. It's a big one. Emotional and spiritual peace. Listen, you cannot go to Walmart. You cannot purchase that on Amazon. For all my Amazon shoppers, I love to shop as well, but let me tell you, you cannot purchase emotional or spiritual peace. Okay, this is something that you have to, and you can simply cultivate with practice every single day, understanding and recognizing your spiritual peace, right? You're the only one that can control your emotions. Good evening, Sarai. You are the only one that can control your emotions. So it is vital that you take clear inventory every single day, and understanding the triggers and understanding what factors into your environment that affects your spiritual and your emotional peace. We all have had some crises and traumas in life. There are people who are going through it right now. I know this is the month of October that we try to shed light for those who are actively advocating for domestic violence. I have been doing that for many years. That it is very important, and it is vital for women who have, survived that experience of traumatic, abuse, that you take heed into your emotions and your spiritual peace, and what is it that are the triggers, so that so that you can be clear and conscious of what are the things that can take you out of that peaceful state. So what I want to summarize is the very simple basics of life that I just covered to help you live your optimal life. I mean, what can you potentially do? Many people don't even sit down and take inventory day to day of what they've accomplished or how do they perform for the day. I have talked to many people. I am always talking to people. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a talker, right? I like to share things with people. I like to learn from people as well. And I want to say that there has been times where most people, okay, have always given me the same answer. I'm just too busy. I'm just too busy to sit down and take inventory of my own day. I'm just too busy to sit down and assess my own self. I just have too much going on. I'm just tired. So it kind of like sounds like a redundant set of excuses as to why most individuals do not take time to just sit down and just pause, right? I learned something years ago at an event that was all about being able to be aligned and centered. It was called present moment awareness. And in the exercises that were done, we, a group of us were sitting in a room with windows and doors that were open to the street, and we had to all focus and concentrate and listen to the instructor that was walking around us while you have all this noise and distraction around you. It was really challenging. I'm not even going to lie. It was really challenging. But doing that a few times, I mean, just coming home with that practice and begin to do it a couple of times for myself, I realized how many of us are always busy having voices and noise around us that we really don't take inventory. We really don't take time to sit through our day. We are just going and going and going and going in the business of the world, and we don't take time to truly take inventory and assess, right? And value yourself, value your emotions, value how you feel. That's another one, and I think it's the final one that I want to leave with you is absolutely value your feelings. Value how you are feeling from exterior influences, exterior environments. How the environments around you affect you is also going to be a major and a key reason behind you not living life to the best of your abilities, not living life to the best of your potential. So I want to go through one again, okay? A couple of the ways that I said that would be basics of life that you can live. Being appreciative, just being grateful, okay? Having the opportunity to be yourself, to give yourself a chance to be you, right? Be real with yourself and just don't apologize for it. Just keep in mind, I learned years ago that I'm not for everybody, and I learned to be okay with that. Be adventurous, okay? Just find you something to do and do something new and explore yourself, okay? Be curious as well. Be curious. Learn to listen to your heart. That's a big one. Connect with your soul. When you listen to your heart, you connect to your own soul. Practice healthy living, walking, exercising, dancing, jogging, bike riding. Many, many ways that you can practice a healthy living, and obviously understanding in moderation. It is the consumption of what it is that you're actually eating on a day-to-day basis. That is important to help you live a fulfilled, to help you live an optimal life is what are you eating? We all know that when you eat junk food, it tends to make you feel sick or bloated or weary and tired, fatigued, and not even focused. I know for me, one hamburger is enough for me to have ADHD. One hamburger, right? Strive to learn continually. Always do have a coachable spirit and willingness to just learn new things continually. If you cannot daily, at least ongoingly. And then final, identify what brings you emotional and spiritual peace. Once you identify that, let me tell you, just begin to write these things down. Just assess and take inventory. Go through these very, very simple basics of life. Remind you, I didn't add no money. I didn't say you need degrees. I didn't say you need to have a particular career. I mean, you don't have to be a coach. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to do nothing grand, right? Just these basics of life. You are in a position to start learning how to live an optimal life. Live to the best of your abilities. Listen, I'm a happy person because I choose to be. I'm going to say that again. I am a happy woman because I choose to. I have my ups and downs. I have my rough days. However, I know to sit down for 20 minutes, 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and maybe just pout, cry, complain. I don't know. Whatever it is that I have to go through. For some people, it's 20 seconds, 2 minutes. For some, it's 20 minutes, 2 hours. I know for me, it's about 20 minutes long. I would just feel what I'm feeling, get over that is bothering me, that has attempted to rob me of my joy. Once I get past it, listen, I go back to this the next 23.5 hours of the day to be a happy woman. So with that, guys, I leave you tonight. Um, I'm so excited to be back. I'm happy to have you join. We're going to be back every Thursday as we cover the 11 tips to mindset mastery, living life to the best of your abilities, living life to the fullest of your potential, because you can. All right. It is very, very much possible, even in the crisis, even in a pandemic, even during challenging times. It is possible that you can live your best life without having a whole lot of money, a whole lot of material possessions, and a whole lot of tangible things that at the end of the day brings no joy. Now, I'm going to be back next week, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I definitely hope you can join me. I will be bringing on a few people over the course of the next few weeks that you can talk to, that you can engage with, and that will share with you what are they doing to live their best life. And definitely engage with other people who may just be everyday folks like you. You know, we're talking about some very special people who are doing amazing things, but then have great nuggets to share with us as well. So thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you next week, Thursday. Until then, everybody enjoy the rest of the Thursday night and be safe. Good night.